Remember when I said, or if you value sleep more than anything else, don't worry, I will sacrifice for you, I'll stay up. Well, I did it. I stayed up. So don't judge me if I look like I'm dying now. I know what you want. Let's not waste time. Here's everything you need to know about the brand new iPhone 13. We start with colors. Apple has been offering interesting color options for the past few years, and that's the same this year. The iPhone 13 and 13 mini is now available in a few new colors: pink, blue, midnight, and starlight. The pink iPhone is slightly lighter than the iPad mini's pink, while the blue iPhone is a bit like the Pacific blue we've seen on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, but not as shiny. Now at first glance, the new midnight and starlight colors look pretty much like black and white to me, but at the same time I don't think they are. I think starlight is a bit beige-ish and midnight is like bluish, greyish black. As for the Pro models, we have the new Sierra Blue, which I personally think looks amazing. It's the kind of blue that gives off this elegant and calm vibe. Other than that, you're getting the usual silver, gold, and graphite. Next, we have slightly different storage configurations. So the iPhone 13 models no longer have 64GB of storage. So the iPhone 13 and 13 mini starts with 128GB of storage, followed by 256GB and 512GB. What's interesting is that the iPhone 13 mini did not increase in price despite Apple doubling the storage. So you'll still get it starting from 3,399 ringgit. The 256GB model is also more affordable now. The iPhone 12 mini would have cost you 4,099 ringgit last year, but the iPhone 13 mini now with 256GB of storage will only cost you 3,899 ringgit. As for the highest storage configuration, you're going to need 4,799 ringgit for the iPhone 13 mini and 5,299 ringgit for the iPhone 13. By the way, that means the highest storage iPhone 13 shares the same price with an iPhone 13 Pro Max at its lowest configuration. Speaking of which, the Pro models also start with the usual price of 4,899 ringgit and 5,299 ringgit, but since they also come in 1TB of storage now, the Pro and Pro Max can cost you up to 7,199 ringgit and 7,599 ringgit respectively. In short, I think it's time we go from selling our kidneys to selling our souls. Okay, on a happier note, here are all the improvements you'll be seeing on the iPhone 13. First, we have a smaller notch, 20% smaller to be exact. So supposedly at the gap, yeah, you'll kind of get more information. Perhaps you can finally see the battery percentage instead of the iPhone 12 right now where you have to swipe down. And the Super Retina XDR display is also better now, offering brighter screens with 1,200 nits at its peak brightness. Plus, the Pro models are getting ProMotion, which is an adaptive refresh rate, so you'll finally get to enjoy smooth browsing and navigation like what we've seen on the iPad Pro. These iPhones are also more powerful. Apple did compare them with their leading competitor, which we can assume is the latest Qualcomm chip. The A15 Bionic chip is 50% faster in CPU performance, but its GPU performance depends because the Pro and non-Pro models differ. So the former has a 5-core GPU and the latter has a 4-core GPU, and while both still outperforms their competitor, the Pro models are slightly ahead. Okay, there are so many camera improvements. So the iPhone 12 Pro Max's Sensor Shift OIS is brought to the iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 mini, meaning we'll be getting better image stabilization and image quality with these new phones. Apple also introduced the next generation Smart HDR, a new cinematic mode, and photographic styles. Cinematic mode basically lets you shoot movie-like scenes where the focus on the subject stays when necessary and transitions automatically to shift focus when needed. You can even switch the focus manually by tapping or lock the focus on a single subject by tapping and holding onto the subject on your phone screen. As for photographic style, it's somewhat like your photo filters, but you can customize it to your preference while still getting Apple's multi-frame image processing. With the Pro models, you are also getting upgraded lens. So the telephoto lens now support up to 3 times optical zoom. The ultra-wide lens and the wide lens have larger apertures, and you can even shoot macro photography with the ultra-wide lens. Apple also announced the ProRes format, which will be made available in the future, so we'll probably be seeing that in future iOS 15 updates. Last but not least, we have better battery lives for all 4 iPhones. So the iPhone 13 mini and iPhone 13 Pro will last 1.5 hours longer than their predecessors, while the iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 Pro Max will last 2.5 hours longer than the previous models. And that is it. That is all you need to know about the new iPhone 13. Those are all the major upgrades that you should have paid attention to. If you want to get the iPhone 13, as I've mentioned, it starts at 3,399 ringgit and it can go all the way up to 7,599 ringgit. If you're in Malaysia, the pre-order actually starts on October 1st. So we have 2 more weeks to go, 2 more weeks for you to sell your soul and get your money. And its official availability will start a week after, which is on October 8th. So that's it for our video today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'm gonna go sleep. Goodbye.